Alright, the first thing that I think I want to talk about, I don't want to talk about it, but since I'm returning back to this and everything now, I'm being vulnerable, I know, I want to talk about acting out of character. Acting out of, like, you know who you are. Even if you feel like, you know what, I'm not so sure I know who I am. I'm not so sure I know what I'm about. I'm not so sure I know what my purpose is in life. Whatever, you know, all that. Deep down inside, you know your soul. You know yourself. You know who you are. You know your morals. You know things that you would do, things that you would never do, things that you would say, things that you would never say. The type of heart that you have. You know that. Deep down inside, you know that. Even if you feel like you don't, you do. And I had been questioning myself for a really long time these past, I don't even know, probably a few months now. It's like, I've been feeling like, okay, if I feel like I don't want to be here anymore, then what is the worst that could happen if I just keep acting out and seeing, like, is there really, like, some other side of life that I'm missing? Like, just acting out of character completely. Things I've said, things I've done, it's not me, it's not who I am. And I'm understanding that, I mean, this is where it gets complicated, because I've tried to apologize for my actions because I have straight up acted out of pain and misery. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I am so serious. I have done so much soul searching because I've been trying to go back to where I was when I was a young teenager, when I was so suicidal, because guess what? I've been really suicidal again. And the thing is, I still know better now that there is still a chance that something better could happen at any given moment. I know that I can, like, die literally whenever, right? We could die. We don't know when we're gonna die. It's so hard to talk about. We don't, like, do you hear my anxiety breathing? You're just gonna have to ignore that. I'm sorry. Like, the thing is, though, when I was a young teenager and I was going through the suicidal thoughts, at that time, I was under the impression, that's it. It's not getting any better. This is just my destiny. I'm just another one for a story of she killed herself as a young teenager. That's just all it was. And now I am in my late 20s. And it's all deciding to come back to me. All of the mental illness, all of the suicidal thoughts, everything. And as a matter of fact, while I'm sitting here recording this, last night, the timing of things with where my car was parked, I was extremely upset, and a car was coming down the road, and this is vulnerability. This is not me saying, like, I'm suicidal, because I know better now, but literally, a car was coming at the exact same time that I was about to walk on the other side of the car, which was on the side of the road, if that makes sense. I don't know. I came this close to just saying, like, I was thinking to myself, like, what are you waiting for? Just go and just walk in front of this car. They were going relatively fast. I didn't know, like, if it would kill me, if it would injure me, what it would do. But all I could think about was walking in front of that car that was going so fast down the road. And something, I don't know what I believe in, I don't know what you believe in, I don't know about all that right now, but something literally pulled me back and said, what are you doing right now? If you were to do that, that poor driver would have had that on their conscience every single day. And chances are they wouldn't have been able to live with themselves every single day either. Waking up in the morning thinking, I killed someone. Going to... See, this is why I can't record, because dogs always have to bark. Going to bed at night having nightmares about killing someone. The thought, like, everything just went flying through my mind so fast. This is what happens when you don't let dogs get featured in videos. They just get real irritated and have to cry and bark the whole time, so you can't even tell a serious story. Okay, where were we? About the car. So I thought to myself, and I don't know how all of this happened within probably a split second. I'm not even joking. The timing of it was ridiculous. Like, I walked up to go to my car on the other side, which was on the road. Like, the driver's side of my car was on the side of the road. And the car comes flying down, and in that split second, I realized that will be on their conscience every single day. They're gonna have nightmares every night. They're not gonna be able to wake up in the morning. And who knows, I might start, like, this domino effect. Is that what it's called? I think. I don't remember the terms anymore because it's been a while. But who knows, they might end up killing themselves over it. So within a split second, I'm not even kidding, something pulled me back and said, what are you doing? Do not do this. So I didn't. But it got to the point where it was just like, why would I not just walk in front of the car and just like take this opportunity and just end it? There's a reason why. And I'm telling this to myself, I'm telling this to you, and I'm telling this to the support systems too. I had a talking to the dog to stop crying and barking every time I'm trying to record and talk about serious matters. I told him he can be featured in the next one if he feels the need. We also have the night before last night. I found stuff out about an old friend of mine, and here comes another dog. Listen to this slow motion of just walking to interrupt me. I found out things that I didn't ever want to know about this old friend of mine who had recently passed away. And honestly, I'm probably going to talk a little bit about it as well at some point. But right now, I found out the information and I didn't know how to handle it because, to be honest, I have been grateful enough to not have had anyone that I've ever been like remotely close to, whatever, my age, die. Like, I just haven't. It was the kind of thing where, like, I got on social media one day and I saw RIP next to the name, and I had to relook about 100 times before I could understand that it was real. And I still can't quite grasp the reality of it, but I couldn't even, like, I didn't go to the funeral, so now I have guilt on top of that. But then it was like, once I found out the details of what happened and everything, I didn't know how to handle it. I just didn't. And at first, I was at a friend's house, and I just took off walking. And I do mean a friend, because whatever. Anyway, I just took off walking in like the middle of the night, just walking down, like, not random because it was their road, but by myself, just trying to like wrap my head around it. Like, how could that happen to someone like that? I don't understand. I like still can't. Again, I might get to that eventually, okay? But for right now, just like stick with me here. So I didn't know how to handle it, and that's what I did. I chose to just, like, when I heard it, I literally went like this to my chest. I said my heart is literally shattered. I just started bawling my eyes out, and I walked away, and I walked for quite a while for whatever, I don't know. It's very overwhelming to talk about still. And I don't know, I came back and I've been prescribed medication, and I was about to just take meds and drugs because I felt like I couldn't take anymore. And I was lucky enough to have someone stop me, and I was lucky enough to have someone else calm me down. It's just like, lately everything has been entirely too much for one person to handle on their own. And I'm not saying that anyone's life is perfect. I'm not saying that anyone has it great. I'm not saying that no one ever has to worry about this kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But for me, I'm not used to it, and it's been more than just that incident. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the whole video without like breaking down. But it's like things that I don't know how to deal with, I have been acting out on those. And I've been acting out of character in so many ways to the point where I can't even look at myself in the mirror because I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Because you're certainly not who I remember you being. And I have an ex of 7 years who, a lot of the reasons that it didn't work out on my end, I know he had his side, but for my side, was that he could never tell me that he loved me. And I thought, okay, well, if it's that long and you don't love me, then, you know, okay. But the same night that I found out about the old friend that had died and everything, like, I was told that he loved me. After 7+ years of being on and off with him, he told me he loved me, but he loved the old me. He didn't love whatever I was becoming. And it was like I had waited forever to hear those words from this person, and I finally heard them, and they just got taken right back away from me. As soon as they were said, they just got seriously ripped right back out of my mind, whatever heard it. My ears, I guess. I don't know. So it's just a lot. And there's a lot that I can't talk about yet. I don't know if I ever can. But I've just been going through so much. And again, I know that other people are too. I know other people are overwhelmed, especially with everything going on with COVID. I understand all of that. I truly do. But now, I even have PTSD over when I was so sick early this year. And I have no idea how my COVID test came back negative, because I have had just about every sickness that there is. I don't get common colds. I don't just get the flu. I get crazy illnesses, okay? And this was the worst one that I've had by far. And, like, I've talked about it before, and I still can't talk about it without panicking. But I stopped breathing. Like, I was so sick. I started to get anxious. So now, like, I don't know how to word this. I started to get anxious. I wasn't sure if it was like anxiety in my chest, like feeling tight, like I couldn't breathe, or if I needed to do a breathing treatment, or if I needed to do an inhaler, because I had been given both of those for how sick I was. So I'm thinking, okay, this isn't just anxiety, it's got to be whatever this sickness is, because at the time I didn't know if I had COVID or not. So I did the breathing treatment, I did the inhaler. Turns out I had like an allergic reaction to both. And I got to the point where I was trying to beg for an ambulance, and this is, I can't talk about this. We're not going to talk about it right now. So I have PTSD over that night. That's how I'm going to sum it up, because I can't talk about it yet. I have a little bit in previous videos. So now, because of that night, I was so against getting on anxiety medication and all that, and I'm on it now. And I don't know if it's like, at first when I started taking it, I noticed a huge difference, and now it's like midday at least, like it just feels like it's not doing anything for me, and I don't know why, because I upped the dosage. Not me, my doctor prescribed the up dosage. And it's still just like, as soon as I start to feel any type of anxiety, boom, in the mind, right back to that day. And I can remember it so clearly. And everyone's like, well, just forget it happened. I can't. Like, you can hear my anxiety breathing right now, because I forgot to turn the fan off. So that'll probably be a great, I'm gonna turn that off really quick. I thought for sure this time I had it great, where I turned everything off. I remembered, because this camera picks up all the sound. That's why I had to go talk to the dog and everything, but let me turn that off real quick. It's so hard to just take a deep breath and just calm down and relax and chill, you know? Like, everyone's like, what's your problem? Anxiety, thanks. So it seems like I'm getting off topic with everything because I've been talking about all over the place, but I'm not, because what I'm getting to is everything that's been going on has been adding up to me acting out of character to an extent that I never thought I could ever even get to. And the fact that I did, and the fact that I can't take any of it back, it's really adding up and like not even just stressing me out. It's making me feel like, one, I'm up all night thinking about it, which I'm already an insomniac as it is. So then two, getting up in the morning, I feel like I can't get out of bed until like, I don't even know what time. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, I don't have a choice because it's my mind doing this to me. So I have to relearn and go through all of the steps, the whole process, all of it, all over again. The neighbors, like, I don't know if they were locking or unlocking their car door just now, if you heard that, but I'm pretty sure it's either locked or unlocked now because I heard it like 10 times. You're good. It's just like, I've been acting out to the point where I just kept going with it until my soul actually felt completely exhausted. And I know that sounds a little weird, especially without knowing what my beliefs are. I don't know what your beliefs are. But I feel so past physically tired, so far past mentally tired, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, everything. Like, I know that there are things to be done in my life. I know that there are things that I need to work on. I know there are things I need to focus on. Even this. Like getting the website up and running again. Getting videos out. Getting content out. Like, this is where my heart belongs. This is what I'm passionate about. There's not going to be anything else that I'm passionate about but this. I mean, I'm passionate about a lot of things. But as far as like my goal in life, this is it right here. I'm just going to let you listen to how this breathing goes for me anymore. For like a second. I just like spit everywhere, my bad. But like, this is why I don't like silence. And I have to have silence for the camera. It's great. So, you hear that? That's like, it's just anxiety doing that right now. But then I get in my mind, do I have asthma? Do I have this? Do I have that? Because the doctors told me I had asthma before. And then they were like, well, it seems like you don't have that. It seems like it's just anxiety. What do you mean it seems like it? Like, do I need meds or do I not? Like, you know, but... So, I don't know how long this video is right now because I've had to start and stop so many times, which is certainly not helping the anxiety level or the breathing and all that right now. But, my little introduction to coming back is just simply to say I have been acting out of character to a point that like nobody would even believe about me. Because like, there's a way about myself and I've always taken pride in it. Like, the morals and always being a kind person. And being a kind person has royally screwed me over this past month. So, it's like one thing kept hurting me after another. And I am now officially back to where I was when I was a young teenager. And I know that you can't really tell that just from right now in this video or anything aside from hearing how I'm breathing and everything. But, I mean, it is bad. It is horrible. So, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm going to stop recording this one and move on to... I'm going to try my best to stay to one specific subject for each video. I know I tend to be all over the place. But, I'm going to try really hard, I promise.